guys, welcome to this week's Astrology and Tarot Forecast. My name is Valentine Lister. Welcome to my channel. So this week we're going to go over everything you need to know for this week for Sunday, September 26th through October 2nd. And this week it does have the energy of like we're getting the vacation we all need. I'm filming this like a couple days ahead of Sunday, and I do feel like I need a break. I'm feeling run down, exhausted. I don't know if you're feeling like that, but we're gonna get some relief this week. So I'm gonna tell you all about that. And before I get into it, I just wanted to make a super exciting announcement that I am finally ready and available to do one-on-one tarot readings and astrology readings. So I've opened up the books, and so I'm doing astrology birth chart readings and tarot card readings, and you can also get a combination of both on my website. So I will put a link below to how you can book with me. But hey, wait, to sweeten the deal, I threw in a super good discount where you can get $20 off of your first reading with me by using the code $20 when you go to schedule. So I will put that information again in the description below underneath the timestamps so you can check it out. So if you've been wanting to have a reading for me and you're like, Val, come on, when is it going to happen? Well, it's happening right now. Oh, and that $20 discount is good through the end of December 31st. Wanted to make it good. So make sure that you book your reading. You have a little bit of time, but if you wanted to book, make sure to book it by December 31st, 2021. Okay, so the first thing we got going on for this week and what you need to know for this week is we have that dreaded Mercury retrograde, which is not so bad. It's really not a bad time, but if you're somebody who's like productive, wants to get things done, you're probably not going to like it. Or if you have a lot of planets in like Mercury ruled signs like Gemini or Virgo, that could impact you too as well. So anyway, it's going to the energy for the Mercury retrograde is actually going to start on Sunday, September 26th at around 1:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when Mercury stations to go retrograde in Libra. So what does stationing mean? Well, what it means is that things related to Mercury may slow down as Mercury gets ready to go on vacay, go on retreat. So what do we do when we're ready to go on vacation, right? We don't just like go, right? We don't just like clock out, go with no planning, right? So like we have to, planning for, vacation, we have to finish out our work day. Then we have to go pack our bags, make sure our pets are taken care of, make sure, hey, if we're going away without the kids, make sure there's a babysitter, or if we have the kids, we have to make sure to pack all of their stuff and make sure they're fed and whatnot. And again, we might have pets, we might need a house sitter, things like that. So we have to make arrangements before we go. So we can think of Mercury retrograde as like going on vacation or going on a retreat where we're going to chill, relax, reflect on things, especially this week. But we have to make like preparations before we do that. But as you know, before you go on vacation, you really need that vacation. So as you're like making all these plans before you leave, you've really run out of juice at work or, school or whatever. You've already checked out mentally. Like you're not really there again, like you're out of energy and you're ready to go. But you still have things you need to do before you go. So that's going to be the energy as Mercury stations on Sunday, September 26th. It'll also be stationed on that Monday. So again, like your ability to think and figure things out will slow down because Mercury is the god of communication, games, the markets, negotiation, trickery and mischief, yes, and technology. So you may find trying to do things related to these topics it's gonna slow down. Like you're not gonna have the energy to push forward through them. It's gonna be like that heavy energy, or you can't quite figure things out, or your technology starts to slow down or break down. And also it affects anything where you have to analyze, plan, strategize, break things down. It's gonna go slower. I talked about the technology and stuff. Also, the other thing is the moon will be in Gemini in the disseminating moon phase, like from Sunday through Tuesday. So, and that's while Mercury is stationing. And this is important because Mercury rules Gemini. And the condition of Mercury, so the condition of Mercury will affect how we experience that moon phase. And so what this means, so the moon, if you didn't know, rules over bodies, emotions, environment, your home, your neighborhood. And so in the disseminating phase in Gemini, like we'll feel like being active, go, go, go. Like it's the type of energy where you want to like share things or share knowledge or get things done in a very like beneficial way. But you know you have the energy to do things, and Gemini is a very like busy social energy. So you will be feeling that energy to go, go, go and do things and do Mercury like things like communicating, negotiating, anything where you have to analyze, yada, yada, like the stuff I said before. But you're not going to have the juice to do it. So like my recommendation is that you only do 100% of what's necessary. So like think about it on Sunday and that Monday, like if there's like a rainstorm or a snowstorm outside and it's like dangerous to go out, or you know, even like we had like all kinds of like restrictions around us regarding health, you're only going to go out like to do things if it's absolutely necessary. It's like if you need to go out to get food, right? We still needed to do that. So you still have to go out, but it's not going to be easy to do them. So only do it like as 100%, like you have to do it, and really reflect on whether it needs to get done or not from now until the next couple weeks. And again, so this is a recommendation with any transit that's going on, but especially for like Sunday, Monday, and through like Mercury retrograde, don't try to fight the energy. Don't try to do it, right? It's like fighting the ocean. You cannot get into the ocean, get into the water and fight with the waves. You're gonna lose, okay? You have to learn how to roll with the waves, like flow with the waves, learn how to swim, learn how to work with the energy. So, I mean, I live near the beach, but if you get into the waves, like, you know, and you go swimming, and you want to get back on the shore, you can't just go back on the shore. You can't just swim back directly because the waves come in and then they're going to pull you out. And then the waves come in and they're going to pull you out. So you have to like stay still, like kind of stay still and wait in the water when the wave is coming back. And then you flow with it when it moves forward. And that's how you get back to the shore. So that, again, this is like this energy, and Mercury retrograde is kind of like the wave going backward, and you just kind of have to tread water until the energy gets ready to move forward again. And so like the good news is that it is the disseminating phase of the moon. So it's the waning phase of the moon, which is the phase of the moon, those moon cycles where the moon is losing light. It's actually a lot easier for us to deal with things emotionally. Like things may come up, but we're going to feel like we can handle it a lot better. And especially this week, in that like the moon is going to be in Cancer and then Leo. And so it's like going to be a really nice moon phase. So the energy this week is going to be like, you know, like along the lines of like, we feel like we can handle it even though there's tough things coming up. Okay, so the next transit that we have is Tuesday, September 28th, which is the main event. We have Mercury going into that retrograde. So before it stations, now it's going Mercury retrograde in Libra. And with retrogrades, the planet moves backwards in the chart. It goes back where it came from in the chart. And so it gives the optical illusion, like in the sky, if you like were looking at Mercury, which I don't, I look at software, I should know how to look at the sky, but I don't. It looks like the planet's moving backwards, but it's not actually moving backwards as far as like an astronomy perspective. It just has the illusion of looking that way. So like we're looking at the planets as divination, not, you know, as astronomers. So yeah, so retrograde, it's vacation time, or more accurately, like a retreat, like a spiritual retreat where we would go to reflect on things, review things, take some time off, really think about things. So what happens when a planet moves retrograde is that we re-experience all of the transits that it hits during retrograde that came before it. So I'm going to get to like Mercury square Pluto will come and get up again, and it'll come up again this week because it just happened, and now Mercury is going back to that. So issues will repeat again after they go back and forth over the transit points that they were again. So that's why like retrograde transits are connected to reviewing things and not making decisions, because you're going to come back to like certain issues again. So to be honest, even things that happened before the retrograde, you might have to go back, review it, and change it. So a lot of times people say during retrogrades, like, don't sign contracts, don't make major decisions about money or finances, communication, negotiation, things like that. And that's true, because this is a time to reflect and review those things. However, it still may affect things that came like before the retrograde when you weren't even thinking about it. So with retrogrades, and this goes for any planet, not just Mercury, all the other planets, except for like the sun and the moon retrograde, the universe is making us experience a situation or problem over and over and over again so that we get practice at handling it. It's a little gift from the universe. And that's so that we get better at it. Kind of like in The Karate Kid with Mr. Miyagi, and he's teaching Daniel's son like wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. And he's like, why do I have to keep doing this thing over and over again? And that's so at the end you learn he's like learning the hand moves, and he's like a pro at this, and he can do karate, and that's what retrogrades are doing for you. So if you want, you can think of retrogrades as like Mr. Miyagi giving you some training about how to handle this issue that's coming up over and over again. So specifically, again, this is Mercury retrograde in Libra, and so Mercury with Libra, like that's pretty easy flow together as far as the planets together. So mostly it's going to affect things like communication, games, the market, negotiations, trickery and mischief, technology, slowdown, and definitely like relationships and even legal matters or judgments like between partners or spouses, family, friends, like in relationships, is most likely going to be affected because of the Libra, because it's in Libra. Basically, we really need to slow things down and take our time with doing things during this retrograde period. And so like this is permission to just like take things slow, go on a mental vacation, take some time to reflect. You have permission to do that, because if you don't do that, things are not going to go smoothly for you. So just accept the energy, accept Mr. Miyagi's retrograde energy. And again, this is like a 3-week mental vacation, because this will be going on until October 20th. And we'll come back, we'll talk about what we learned during our Mercury retrograde vacation. We'll write it out as a little school assignment, for ourselves, about what we learned when we were taking a mental break. Okay, so the other thing for Tuesday, September 28th is that we have the last quarter moon in Cancer. So this is actually really nice, not as bad as it sounds. The moon is at home in Cancer, like where it can navigate its environment. It knows where all its stuff is. It has its routine down. So it's kind of like a mom who has like this smooth routine down for like cooking and cleaning, taking care of the kids, working, taking care of bills, that kind of stuff. And it's like this super nurturing energy to like kids and pets and partner, spouse, family, friends, community. It's like nurturing everybody like that's around them in their network, because with Cancer, it's like, with like as a mom, which is related to the moon and Cancer energy, it's like I can feel like my kids' energy and my family's energy, my husband's energy. And if something's up, like if people are crying or getting upset or whatever it is, like a kid's crying, my husband's upset and, like getting mad about something or, whatever. If people are in chaos around me, I can't just sit back and relax and not do anything. I have to get up and go take care of it because I'm the mom. But I don't want to be doing that. I want to just chill, right? So I'm like going around making sure everybody's taken care of so that I can like relax and, do my thing. So that's the kind of energy of like a Cancer moon. And so with that energy though, it is like having a really good mom, a really nurturing mom energy, and being able to nurture too, and being able to do those things, being able to receive that nurturing mothering energy and being able to do that for other people. That's like the collective energy. And so like this, it's this energy of you feel loved and you feel secure, very secure. And also the last quarter moon is also about letting go in some way, letting something die. So at least for a little while, like on that Tuesday, in a couple days, Cancer Moon will be lasting a couple days, we can let go of that issue. There may be an issue like we're seeking justice for, related to a partner, spouse, boss, father, leader, like some type of authority figure. And we're going to be able to let go, like with this last quarter moon, and have some peace and just put it on the back burner for a while. Like we worry about that when we get back to work. We're not going to worry about it on our vacation, on our Mercury retrograde vacation. Okay, the fun really starts on Wednesday, September 29th. Like that's like when vacation mode starts. I was looking at this and all I could hear is like partying in my head and like my college days. So we're going to have Venus trine Neptune at about 12:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, September 29th. And then tomorrow, Venus is going to square Jupiter. So just reinforcing like this energy is going to flow for a couple of days. So we're really going to let go. When I'm telling you let go and go with the flow, you're probably going to be able to do that, especially the moon's in the waning phase. But okay, Neptune is a tricky planet. Again, I mentioned this before. So Neptune is like a mirage in the desert. We think it's there, but it's not really there. It's like an illusion. And with Venus and Scorpio, we have this goddess of like beauty and pleasure, love and harmony in a sign that wants power over our desires. So we might be under this delusion that we do have power over our desires and that we can handle them and they won't get the best of us, and that we'll indulge, but we won't overdo it. But we're probably wrong. We probably are wrong. But it is like your college days, or like when you're young and you go out and you have fun. Maybe you are young. If I'm I'm going to be 40 this December. Oh my God. But you know, like you have those days and you have fun. They can't last forever, but you look back at them and you really enjoyed them. So just like enjoy the moment, be very present with this energy. Don't do anything you're going to regret in the morning. But just know that like Neptune is like a psychedelic. It has this like intoxicating energy. So your perception will be altered, and you won't be seeing clearly around that day. Like the day before, the day after. Transits can last, you know, like a few days like this. Like Venus moves fast. All these transits kind of move a little bit fast. So don't make any permanent decisions. Like, you know, because sometimes you're in that energy and I'm like, I want to do this with the rest of my life. And then you wake up and you sober up and you're like, whoa, what was I thinking? So it's probably not going to be like this energy of figuring out what you're going to do like for the rest of your life. It's a vacation. It's a retreat. It's just time to have fun and enjoy that energy. Then on the same day, Sun is trining Saturn around 6:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just time for me to go out and party. Anyway, it's like this energy is just making me think of a party with friends. It smacks of like this really social energy. Especially like the Sun and Saturn are in air signs. Sun is in Libra, Saturn is in Aquarius. So it's like this really social energy with a tight-knit group of people. So like family, friends, neighborhood, like people close to you, maybe coworkers, could be that too if you're, you know, close to them. So again, this is really like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This is really good, feel good, party, having fun type energy. But again, with Neptune in the mix, then you're in Mercury retrograde energy. Don't make any permanent decisions. Just again, enjoy having fun and relaxing. Enjoy your vacation. This is not real life. Enjoy it. All right. And like I said, we have Thursday, September 30th, another party day, where we have Venus square Jupiter around 7:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have a square with the two benefic planets, Venus and Jupiter, which is a good type of conflict. And it hits me with this energy of generosity. Like when I'm looking at this chart, like what can I give to others? I feel fortunate and grateful for everything that I've been given. And I want to use what I've got to help others in my family, a friend group, community, neighborhood. I want to ease suffering in the world in some way. Beautiful, beautiful energy, right? And so the nice thing about Venus in Scorpio is that it's willing to control and transform desires for a higher purpose. And Jupiter is the planet of abundance, connection, generosity, optimism, and faith. And it's in Aquarius, so it's giving this energy of unity and goodwill within a group, like for a group of people, for our tribe type of energy. Plus, the moon will be moving from Cancer to Leo, so we'll have this desire to nurture and then lead. It's beautiful energy, the kind of energy that makes you understand what life is all about. All right. So we have Friday, October 1st, and we're revisiting Mercury square Pluto around 10:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you remember from last week, we had Mercury square Pluto, the same energy. Okay, so it's reflection time with Mercury retrograde. So this is the part of it. It's like less like a vacation, more like a retreat where you sit back, relax, take a nap, think about things, reflect. So on Friday, you're going to go back with your thinking cap. You don't have to think too hard. I know it's retrograde, but go back. Remember last week, September 22nd, what was going on. So remember from last week, there was a situation or conflict or difficulty with being able to assert ourselves around a person regarding physical resources, so like health, money, homes, job, etc. So most likely this conflict was with a male figure, not necessarily, but it's like with the sun. The sun was involved, so it's kind of related to that. So this conflict is going to come up again. That's basically what you need to know. It's what I'm blurting out. But because we're on retrograde, we're on retreat. We're just being called to reflect and observe what's going on, to just have awareness, sit back, observe what's going on, take notes. Because we've been here before, we'll be able to handle it better. And again, you're like go back and forth so you can handle it better again. And with that last quarter moon energy, we'll be able to like let go and feel better about the situation. However, it will come up again on November 2nd. So again, that's why you need to take notes, reflect, see what's going on and really reflect on it and not worry so much about doing anything, just being present with the conflict and what's happening. Because when Mercury goes direct, it's going to come back around and do that Mercury square Pluto again. And then after that point, we'll feel like a complete resolution about this conflict and have a sense of being able to like close the chapter on whatever was happening there. And then we'll be closing out the week with some peace and harmony. So we have on Saturday, October 2nd, we'll have a sextile from Venus to Pluto. Venus rules sextile, so cool. Like super harmony, like pleasure, yada yada. So this is happening around 4:05 Eastern Standard Time. And the moon is going to be in Leo in that balsamic phase, which will pass with a square to Uranus. So what this means, translating, so we're going to end the week with a willingness to let things go and to kill any conflicts. We're willing to make sacrifices for the greater good and to create harmony and peace. Okay, guys, so I'm going to pull some cards for this week to just get a sense of like just what the energy is like and what the advice is and what the outcome is going to be for this week. So I'm going to pull a card. What is the energy of this week? Like if we have to summarize it in one card, what is it going to be? Okay. So we have the Eight of Swords, which I'm laughing. This is definitely related to Mercury energy. This is Gemini energy, Jupiter and Gemini type energy. But I love it because this is like Mercury energy being blindfolded, right? This person is blindfolded. That's a lot like how you're going to feel. But this card is related to like a carnival type energy where you see people on a trapeze or like death-defying leaps, like people doing these like big acts, like big games, like big energy. Like it has this energy of I'm going to be playful, have fun, try things out that I've never done before. You're probably going to do that when those midweek like party type transits come in, like where that Neptune and that Venus and Jupiter energy come in. And it's going to work out for you and you're not going to be able like to see the end of it. but this is this energy of having faith, like with inner constrictions, and being like super playful, getting ourselves in a bind, but then everything works out like anyway for itself. You know, whenever I pulled this card, it does have this energy of like, you know, I make plans for the day, I make plans in good faith, like, and then something bigger is going to happen, something bigger than you, and you're going to be super surprised about it, but it may be unsettling. Yeah, that's the energy I'm getting through. It may be unsettling in having so much good fortune come this week. So there is going to be good fortune, but you know, there may be this sense of, can I really trust like the good things that are happening and that are coming through? Because I wasn't expecting this. Things have been so hard. And now I'm having fun. I'm partying on vacation. Can I really trust this energy? And with Jupiter energy, you can, but there's a tendency to, you know, there's this tendency to not trust like the energy and the waves of things that happen. And the thing is, it's going to be temporary. You're not going to be able to be on vacation and party all week, you know, forever and ever. But you can trust that you can sit back, relax, and embrace like the good feelings and the good fortune that comes your way this week. So I'm going to pull another card to just see like what the advice is for this week coming up. All right. So what is our advice going to be? I still think like, don't make any permanent decisions, but let's see what comes up in the cards for us. Okay. I like this. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed, and this is giving me the energy of don't try to be so independent. Don't try to handle everything yourself and not rely on other people. There is an element of trust that needs to happen, especially for this week in being able to let go. It's a lot of the energy of letting go. And the thing is, we can't handle everything ourselves. We can't do everything alone. We're going to have to lean on other people, whether we want to or not. Like a lot of us may want to turn away from a situation where we don't want to deal with another person. We don't even want to be connected with them. We don't want to be dealing with a conflict that has come up in the past and that will resurface again this week. But we don't live in a world alone. And dealing with other people is part of the deal, and we can't cut everybody out that we disagree with. And so there is this energy of needing to come together and trust that good things are happening and good things are coming this way, that we have this spirit of what's called equanimity, that we never really know if what's happening to us is really good or bad. We don't know like which way it's gonna go, okay? Like we can have bad things happen to us and then it's like the best time of our lives. Like I can say 2019, 2020, worst times of my life, but if that stuff hadn't happened, I would not be sitting here today doing this video, doing what I love the most, being on this YouTube channel, being able to read birth charts for people, being able to read tarot cards, and the same for you. I know that's true for you too, that some of the worst times in your life led to some of the best things that have ever happened to your life, and vice versa. Sometimes things happen and you think it's the best thing ever, then you're hit, you know, smack dab in the face with the disappointment that what you thought was good wasn't good at all for you, and it didn't work out, and it was crushing. And so we never really know what is good or bad, and we have to have this energy of stepping away and non-judgment and acceptance. And that's going to be hard for you because again, we have this Eight of Swords here, like this Jupiter and Gemini energy, and we have this like Venus and Virgo energy, and that there's going to be this hesitance to trust what's happening. And again, like I said, don't make any permanent decisions about what's coming up. You don't need to decide. Again, we don't need to decide what's good or bad this week. We're just reflecting on things and reflecting on life and the energies of life. But we can trust in the universe. You know, we can trust in the divine to take care of us and give us what we need and be like little children, just trusting in the good times and the fun, and that by taking time to step back and reflect and not take any permanent actions, that we will figure things out and things will be clearer in the future. All right, so I'm going to pull a card for the outcome for this week to see what we have up ahead of us, like for the end of this week. I like this because I know this card came up as something we were struggling with. So by the end of the week, we have this big energy and these big changes related to justice. And this is related to Libra, and we're in Sun in Libra season. I'm liking that. And then the Mercury retrograde is going to be in Libra. And so by the end of this week, the outcome of this week is going to be a sense of having more fairness and justice and seeing beauty in our life, in our community, in our relationships, in our negotiations, in our relationships, in community and society is the energy of this card. And then we're going to be able to trust again, right? Like I said, it's like you're not going to want to trust the energy, but by the end of the week, I think, you're going to see the greater good. Like we're all going to see the greater good that we have in our society. And we're going to be seeing things clearer. I think a lot of you and a lot of us are really going to take that cue from the universe to step back and reflect and to see what's happening. And what I'm also getting is this week is we're going to have this energy of strength, right? That through that justice is not just coming from being able to balance everything or everything being fair. That's what it is. Not everything is going to be fair, like in a classical sense of what we always imagined fairness was. Justice is going to come through our own inner strength and our ability to endure the hardships that are coming our way, and finding our strength and power, feeling like that very like Venus and Scorpio energy, where we're going to find like our inner power in being able to handle things. And that is where true justice comes from. Because when we're in a place, where we're not thinking clearly or like seeing the bigger picture, having awareness, and we get so caught in our emotions and we're so distraught, then we can't see justice. Like when we really are in this phase of like, I can't handle things, I can't take this, where it's just like you're so just like torn apart, you can't have justice because you can't see things clearly. And justice is objective. Justice is objective. It sees things, it sees what's happening and going on. It takes the emotion out of it, but keeps the compassion in it. So like this sword is blue, and that means it's a compassionate justice, right? When justice like is cutting through with that Libra energy, it's doing so with compassion because it knows that there is a time like when you're really making a decision. You've had your emotions, you've had your cries, you've taken your time to observe and reflect and retreat. And then you come to it and you see it clearly without all of that stuff in you. And you're in a place of peace, calm, and presence with the situation. And that's where true justice comes out. And that's where your resolution for your conflict and your problem with other people is going to happen. And so we're going to have that energy by the end of the week, and we're going to feel beauty in making mistakes. I feel like with that party and the vacation energy, that Neptune, Venus, Jupiter energy, where we're going to feel like we're in college partying, we're going to realize like we don't have to get it all right. We don't have to be perfect. We can let go of that image of perfection that was never really there anyway, that people don't really believe in anymore, like we can let things go and we can be playful and we can take risks. So that's, again, like this card is also that we can take some risks, right? Again, you don't want to make any, like you don't want to sign any contracts, make any permanent life decision, but this is a week where we can take some risks in like putting our heart on the line, going out and doing something fun that we've never done before, just riding that waves of this feel-good energy. This is what's coming through, is connecting with people that we wouldn't have connected with before, that we maybe wouldn't have seen eye to eye with before. We're going to be able to do that this week. And we need to do that. We need to try something different that's exciting and fun, and puts our heart on our sleeve. Jupiter energy, we have that Venus square Jupiter. Jupiter energy is all about putting your heart on your sleeve, giving somebody a chance, because we know they are a part of us and we are a part of them, and we are all connected. And that it's all for like a bigger and greater purpose, and that people we think are our enemies are not really our enemies. They are our friends. They are our family. They are our brothers and sisters. They are connected to us on a soul level beyond all of that. And so, I mean, it's just beautiful energy, but I'm really excited for this week with having like this sense of justice by the end of it. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this week's transit forecast. This is just a quick reminder that if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for whenever I release a new video. I'll also put some other videos here that I think you might like to watch next. And I'll see you guys soon. Love you so much. Take care. Bye. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for whenever I release a new video every single week.